something that the NFL fans won't see this Super Bowl with Lil Wayne not performing in his hometown of New Orleans. It has been. Why are you clapping? You like the transition?
That was good. That was good.
So it's been announced that Kendrick Lamar will be performing at this year's Super Bowl in New Orleans, and a lot of people, such as people like Master P and other rappers, have gave their 2 cents in disappointment of Jay-Z, who I didn't even know picks these selections for the Super Bowl performances, or he has to say. I don't know.
Doesn't.
So they were saying, oh, there's a conspiracy because why didn't you go with Drake? And there was a big beef that happened over the summer, and Kendrick Lamar just destroyed him with this track. And people were saying like, oh, this is like a slap in the face to Drake, and he's gonna be performing this song that's about Drake that just blew up in front of millions of people on the Super Bowl. You think this is a good idea?
So you got to think about it from their perspective, right? As you just said, it's the biggest hip hop beef we've had in forever.
Yeah, it's the biggest song. Yeah,
the biggest song of the year.
Yeah,
he's clearly the hottest rapper at the moment. Duh.
But they don't always do this, so keep that in mind too. Like a lot of Super Bowls, the performance, the halftime show, they don't usually pick the hottest artists.
Not even just I know, but they pick a hot artist.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Usher was last year, but he didn't have anything going on. He didn't have like a new song that was hot.
They never really pick hip hop artists. They had one hip hop thing, and that was the whole thing with Detroit, LA, and Eminem, and
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige.
Right. So this is, and I get both sides of people being upset about it, right? Because this is the first time they chose a solo hip hop act.
Yeah, which I thought was weird.
The show.
Yeah.
But and the whole thing with being in New Orleans, they've been in New Orleans before. They've never gotten Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? The city also gets a vote on who they want to bring. So if anything, they want to be mad at New Orleans. They're the ones disrespecting the person from their hometown. They chose Kendrick.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Jay-Z is not the final say. I'm pretty sure he just brings suggestions as to who to like put on the show, and then the city votes on it. They wanted Kendrick.
I mean, do you think that was a good choice though?
Yes, Kendrick's a phenomenal performer. He's very,
and I do agree. His performances have been crazy. And
he's very theatrical.
Yes,
with the way he performs as a hip hop artist, which is not easy to do.
I agree.
If there was going to be any hip hop artist to do something by themselves, he makes the most sense at the moment, right? Him or J. Cole probably makes more sense than a lot of other artists.
And this will be after the election too. Keep that in mind too. So it may be a little political in his messages too. So that's
he might drop an album before it comes. Yeah, before the performance happens.
Yeah.
But it's tough because I love Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne's one of the best rappers ever of all time. In his heyday, I would have probably fought for it more. Right? When Carter 3 and all that stuff was happening. Lit. Right? Like right now, Lil Wayne, he's a terrible performer. He's horrible right now.
Yeah, people were showing footage from WrestleMania 2 years ago.
He's
and
like
it was
the hip hop Erykah Badu. It's just not good. His dreads look like they're falling out. And I love Lil Wayne.
And he's getting older. Is a little bit different. His energy, I mean.
Him doing a full show probably wouldn't have been as entertaining as a Kendrick Lamar.
But you would think he will bring the whole YMCMB crew, Nicki, Drake. Like he'll bring that.
But then they also have to take into account a lot of those songs are like extremely inappropriate, right?
I guess, yeah.
What are they gonna play? Back that ass up on the Super Bowl?
Juvenile. What?
Juvenile would have came.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
You feel me? Like he would have been there. He would have been there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You feel me? So like he probably would have the Hot Boys out. Yeah, like it would have been tough. Yeah. And I just don't think at the moment he's popular enough to be there.
Yeah,
right?
because when you think of the whole landscape of the halftime show, it's a popularity contest amongst others, right? So he's very big in the hip hop community, but he hasn't had a hit song in many years. He hasn't had an album drop, but he's well received and respected in the hip hop community. It's not big enough on a scale of a Super Bowl halftime show.
I think that's why people are upset too, because it's New Orleans,
yeah,
and that's his hometown. So I get, like I said, I get the outrage. I understand it completely. It's just like, listen, if this is what they chose, you can't be mad at one person. It's not all up to Jay-Z. There's a whole team behind it. There's a whole voting system behind it, and that's what they chose, man. You can't be upset about that. Now, are you disappointed that you wanted it to be Lil Wayne? Sure. I could understand that. But either way, I think Kendrick's going to do a great job. He's obviously going to do the Not Like Us. I can't see him doing a performance and not.
Yeah, the song, that's his biggest song. Let's be real.
Yeah. There's no way.
But it's going to be crazy, right? Like, knowing that, like, imagine if Ether was being performed at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
You know, that has to hurt Drake a lot. That has to. I don't care what it says, especially because he got the song with J. Cole talking about how they're as big as the Super Bowl. So it's like they got a song that's made for the Super Bowl. And they're not invited. But you got Kendrick, who got the whole world singing that he's a PDF file. And that has to hurt.
Yeah, you're right.
But as a Lil Wayne fan, I probably wouldn't have wanted to see him embarrass himself.
That's interesting.
I wouldn't have wanted to see him embarrass himself. You know, it's just the same way I feel about like Eminem.
Speaking about
Kanye,
real quick, did you hear the LL Cool J Eminem track? I know you're gonna say it's trash.
I've heard that. That's old.
What do you mean? They just came out with a music video.
A music video, yes, but the song.
And this is on LL Cool J's new album.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the audio until like recently, like a week ago.
That was the first single.
Okay, so you heard it. What do you think?
I did hear it. It's not the best song ever. It's good, but it's not like Are you hyped about it like that? Don't lie.
No, I thought it was cool. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. It's cool, but like
it wasn't anything that blew my mind.
I'm never listening to that again, bro.
No, it's not something that I jammed to in the car and like that. But I thought it was a good listen. I thought it was a good listen.
Boy, LL. Did you count how many times he licked his lips in the music video?
No, I didn't. But he's a big dude, man. Like, you see him stand next to M.
Yeah, Eminem's mad small. He's tiny.
Yo, hello.
Cool J's been big, though. Like,
yeah, he's always been big, but he's in his mid-50s. This guy is huge, bro.
Hey, listen, man.
I want to be like that in my 50s.
Over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start hitting the gym now, bro. You're almost there.
So I want to play the audio of Lil Wayne responding to not being selected. Just a quote. He said it hurt a lot, and he was heartbroken. So this is just a quote. That hurt. It hurt a lot. I thought there was nothing better. The spot on that stage, on that platform, it broke me, but I'm just trying to put myself together. But I'm going to play the clip real quick to his response he had on IG Live. Someone put it on for maybe it was Shannon Sharp.
Your words turn into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for.
I don't get that part.
And
I get it.
So he blames himself for not being mentally prepared?
Right, because he was probably expecting like, Super Bowl in New Orleans.
But that's the thing. You can't expect anything. You can't.
That's the thing. But that's why he's saying he blames himself for not being mentally prepared. Because he's probably expecting like, they're doing, because there was rumors that they're gonna do their first hip hop like solo artist. He probably thought, who better than me?
Yeah.
The greatest rapper alive,
Now is that something like it's an ego thing? No.
Yeah, of course. But every rapper has some kind of ego, man. They have to.
I'm gonna play a little bit more of it.
For just automatically mentally putting myself in that position, like somebody told me that was my position, so I blame myself for that. But I thought that was nothing. I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are amazing. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like you guys reminded me that I ain't without y'all.
So I'll leave it there. So, you know, the fans came out, other artists spoke about it as well in agreement to having Lil Wayne being the halftime show for this year's Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
But should he be hurt though? Should he be upset?
I can see it.
I get what you're saying. Like, you could see him being hurt, but like, do you really think you could have expected, like we were talking about earlier, like what has he done recently, especially if this is gonna be the first big hip hop artist to represent the Super Bowl in the halftime show? So what has he done lately? You know what I mean?
I mean, at the same time, you could use somebody like Rihanna, right? She hasn't released an album in over a decade.
Yeah. And
they put her up there. She had
just
no problem.
Just to play her greatest hits. Yeah. But she's worth $1 billion. She's been in the spotlight, like.
But at the same time, as a hip hop legend, he has enough hits to do.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? He has everything you would need.
Yeah.
Especially with like Usher as well. Usher hasn't really.
He hasn't done it. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't done it.
He hasn't really been charting. He hasn't really been doing anything.
He's been holding Vegas down for like a year.
And
stealing women.
You know, but he's also a good performer. I think they take all those things into consideration.
Yeah.
And going off of the performances you've seen of Lil Wayne as of late.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't look good, right? And can you fix that up to put on a full performance? Because you don't dance.
Yeah, but that's why I said he's gonna be saved by the other artists that come in to collaborate with him, like Nicki Minaj and Drake. Drake being in the biggest one, Lil Baby, Manny Fresh, all of them, you know, Juvenile.
So he would have to put on the performance of a lifetime for that.
Yeah.
Which listen, I do think he's capable.
Yeah, I think he could do it. Like, you're telling him, like, listen, you gotta prepare for the biggest show to represent hip hop, you know.
But I also just think the people in general that voted on this, the artist they were going to choose, just shows the hot hand, right? It's like, why wouldn't we put Kendrick up there? He's been the hottest topic of all summer.
Yeah.
The song is still hitting. Do I still listen to it? No, it's annoying at this point to me. But hey, listen, college football season is around. The bands are probably going to be playing in the background.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to do it.
Yeah,
everything, and so it's still going to be going.
Yeah,
and then if he releases an album before the Super Bowl,
this is a perfect opportunity for do that.
Perfect opportunity.
Yeah,
You know, so we'll see.